Welcome to my class, and in this I'm going to talk about continuing on with Unit 1, National Income Accounts. In this we are going to talk about measurement of national income. And in the previous classes we've discussed that measurement of national income is done through three methods. One is the value added method, the second is the income method, and the third is the expenditure method. Now, talking about value added method or the product method, what is done is that value of output is calculated, and then it is calculated in the primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. And out of the value of output, what we do is we've got to deduct intermediate consumption, again in all the three sectors: primary, secondary, and tertiary. And the aggregate that you come up with is gross value added at market price, or in other words it is gross domestic product at market price. And then remember the cardinal principles that we did: gross and net differences, depreciation. So out of gross you want net domestic product at market price, so minus depreciation. And if you want NDPFC, which is domestic income, you've got to minus net indirect taxes, that is from market price to factor cost. And then to all of these you've got to add up net factor income from abroad to get national income. So this is what you have to do. You can just see. So the aggregate that you come up with is what is known as, first is GDP MP, and then what you get is what is known as, after the three cardinal formula that we followed, what we get is NDPFC, and to that we will add up NFIA, and that's how we get net national product at factor cost, which is the other name for national income. Now coming to what is the other income method. So in the income method we will talk about all the incomes that are generated in all the three sectors. So let's take wages and salaries and contribution made by employers to their social security schemes, and this is studied under compensation of employees. And then we add what is known as rent and royalty and interest and profits, all factor incomes they are, and they are grouped under one head, which is known as operating surplus. So COE, that is compensation of employees, plus operating surplus, plus what is there, the lot of people who earn money but they are not they are unincorporated, so they don't have to make their balance sheets, etc. So they are their own lords, you can say. So that comes under mixed income of the self-employed, and if at all they are big, then only profits are considered. Then their profits will be considered, which we don't have to do in this class, and I want you to see it once. And when you add up all these, see the middle one, the income. So when you add up all this, what you get is mixed, you get what is the aggregate that you come up with is NDPFC, that is straight away you get domestic income. And if to this you add net factor income from abroad, then you get what is known as national income, that is NNPFC. And now we will do the expenditure method, the third method. So first method is the value added or the product method, the second was the income method, and now is the expenditure method. In this expenditure, final expenditure by whom? The consumer households. Then the final expenditure by the government. Remember we talked about them as consumers, the general government as consumer. You must refer to my class in this in the previous videos. And then what we have, investment, expenditure on investment, and then of course the export sector. And when you add up all this, the aggregate that you get is known as gross domestic product at market price, and then use those three cardinal principles. What are they? Gross and net difference is depreciation, you take away that, and then market price and factor cost. What is the difference? Net indirect taxes. So with that, we will get, after you minus these two, what you get is known as NDPFC. That is the domestic income, and to this we add net factor income from abroad, and that's how we get national income. So it is, if you go through this, you'll understand that after C, generally we call it C plus I plus G plus X minus M, that is expenditure method. So when you add up all of these, what you get is the aggregate that you get, the national income aggregate that you get is gross domestic product at market price. And then remember what we did, the three cardinal principles, or the formulae that you have to do is from GDP, MP, you want to go to NNPFC. So all the three have to be changed from G to N minus depreciation, from MP to FC minus net indirect taxes, and from DP to NP, that is from domestic product to national product, add net factor income from abroad. So basically this is what these are the three methods of measuring national income accounting. Thank you. The question that you can get are, what are the three methods? And generally you just get 1 mark questions for that. Now we're going to elaborate in the other class.